Hello, what's up? Ali here, and today we are going to play our PS1 and PSP games using the new emulator for our jailbroken PS4. This may seem quite late because I don't really find it necessary because there's a lot of better ways to emulate these games than the PS4. But if you prefer your games to be as much as possible in a single system, then this is definitely worth the effort because having to play them on the new emulator provides some extra features like being able to rewind your game back and forth, which is somewhat useful for some games. Also, the ability to change the graphics or to enhance the graphics of the game, and the save state, which is what I think is a must for every emulator. And also for this emulator, we'll be able to play more PS1 games because it offers a better compatibility compared to the previous emulator. But unfortunately for the PSP games, it still suffers from poor compatibility rate. But hopefully we'll get some good updates in the future. On this video, we are going to need the two emulators that we'll use to convert these games to FPKG. And also for the PS1 games, we'll need the Q and the bin files. For the PSP, we'll just need the ISO file. It's rather easier and faster to convert the PSP games, so we'll start with our PSP games. And at the end of the video, we'll also discuss some of the errors that we may encounter and how to fix them. For the PSP, the link that we are going to provide will take us directly to the file that we need. But since I have already downloaded the file, I no longer have to download this. But let us just show you how we can save the file. So just save it anywhere you will easily see it. So in our case, let us just save everything on our desktop. Then click on save. And for our PS1 emulators, just open the link and scroll down a little and we will find the emulator here. Just open the file. And again, it will take us to the file that we need and save it to our desktop. And just a little note, since this website often updates their links, so in case you find our old links missing or broken, just let me know so that we can update our links as well. Once we have those two emulators, we'll just have to prepare our games. For the PSP games, I prepared my Power Stone. Actually, this game did not work on my previous emulator, but I'm hoping that we'll get to play this on these new emulators for our PS4. And for the PS1, I have prepared two games, Chrono Cross, which is a multi-disc game, and Wu-Tang, which is a single disc. I also prepared a multi-disc game so that I may show you how we can merge multiple disc games. Let's go ahead and start with our PSP games. This is our tool for our PSP, so just extract the file on our desktop. And since I already have it here, I just have to close this and we'll go ahead and open the folder. And here inside the folder, we are going to use this application. So just double click. And from here, we can open our ISO. So just click here and open our ISO. And create a FPKG. And from here, we are going to choose where we are going to save the converted file or the FPKG. So in our case, we'll just choose required. Then we'll just have to wait for the whole process to finish. So the conversion has been completed, and here is our converted file. This is our Power Stone. So before we transfer this to our PS4, we'll just go ahead and convert our PS1 games first. For our PS1 games, we'll need to create a folder and name it PSx to PS4 without any spaces. So you have to make sure that this we only have one word for the file name. And I'm not sure, but let's just go ahead and capitalize all letters. And from here, we are going to extract our emulator. So just drag and drop it in the folder and extract here. And we may now, delete the file. And here on our folder, we are going to place the bin files and the Q files. Let us first go ahead and convert our single disc game. So that is our Wu-Tang. For the single disk game, so we can go ahead and move all of the bin and queue files in the game folder. So once they are in the game folder, we can go ahead and double press the bat file. And it will take us here on this menu. So we'll just have to choose one for the simple mode. Create game to PS4. Whether it's a multi-disc or a single disc, we are going to press 1. By the way, here on this part, if we are getting some errors, that this is where we can download the fix. If you're getting some errors with your converted files, you can press 4 and install the framework 5.0. So for now, let us go ahead and press 1. Your game have a multi-disc, let's press no. Put your game bin file. Since everything is already in the folder, just press on enter. And here on the change ID of the PKG, make sure you don't reuse an ID, because this is what your PS4 will use to recognize your FPKG. So if you use the same ID, it will consider it as the same game. You may just random the numbers, just make sure that you don't use the same ID. Just press on enter. And here we are going to enter the name of the game. Then just press on continue. You don't want to add some configuration, because most of the time it only requires for some games that has some issues. Just press no. And here, this is some of the new features for the latest version of this emulator. You may choose to skip the PlayStation logo. For now, let us just go ahead and choose the active 60 FPS. By the way, you don't want to skip the PlayStation logo, because sometimes this is where you will know if there will be some errors in the game. After you have choose your desired option, then you may now just go ahead and press continue. And here you can use an image to represent the game. You may actually use any image that you want, but for now, let us go ahead and use the actual image for the game. Just drag and drop the picture or the image here. Then you may now press enter. And for the background, you may or may not add another image, but for me, let us just go ahead and skip this. And here, we can just wait for the whole process to complete here inside the folder that we just created. Okay, so for now, let's go ahead and convert our multi-disc game, which is the Chrono Cross. And press 1. Now here, we're going to choose a multi-disc. So press 1. And here, we are going to first place the queue files on the game folder, unlike on the single disc games where we can place all of the files in the game folder. For multi-disc game, we just need the queue files. So let's just drag and drop the queue files or our queue files in the game folder. And once we place them in the game folder, we can go ahead and continue on the emulator. Then again, here we are going to enter a name of the game. So hopefully we're not reusing the name that we have used a while ago. Then just press enter. Name of the game. Yes or no. I don't know if there's any significance on that, but let's just press on no. And here we're going to drag and drop the first bin. So this is our first disk. Let's place it here first. So this is our first disk. So let's go ahead and drag this on our emulator. Then press enter. Then the second bin. If you have more disks, you can press 1 here. But we only have 2 disks, then we'll just press number 2. Then again, we'll have the option to add some settings. Then let's just add the 60 FPS. Then continue. Again, you can use any image that you want, but we'll just go ahead and get an image from Chrono Cross. And just press on enter. Then we'll skip the second part. And let us again wait for the whole process to complete. And we have here our Wu-Tang and Chrono Cross. And from here, we can now transfer our games to our PS4. And we have two options. We can either use a USB thumb drive or an external hard drive to transfer our games, or we can use a remote play to transfer them directly from our PC or laptop. But for our case, let us just go ahead and use our USB thumb drive. If you prefer using a remote play or remote transfer, we have a separate video. Please do check our description on how to remote transfer directly from PC to our PS4. Back to our PS4, we just have to activate our gold hand. Then we may go now to our gold hand settings and install the games that we have converted. Just make sure that our USB or external hard drive has been plugged into our PS4 with our FPGAs. So just first, we'll go ahead and install our Chrono Cross. Then our Wu-Tang Clan. And you will notice that we did not receive the message that the file has already been installed. You'll get that message if there are some missing files on your PC or on your laptop where you are trying to convert the game. So if you're getting that error, make sure to download those missing files first. Lastly, our Power Stone. Hopefully we get this one working because this is actually one of my favorite games all time. Hey, I think this is it. Hopefully. I don't think that is our game. But let us first check it here. Okay, so this is our Power Stone collection. So let us first check this game because I am really I want to know if this game will work on the new emulator, because this game usually have some errors with the previous emulators, even on the PS3, where it is actually a good option or a good place to emulate games, but we can't play the Power Stone collection there. So hopefully this one works here. Gumana. Gumana. Gumana, no? Power Stone collection. Yes. Anyway, I think I have some time or other time playing this game. But let's just go ahead and check the rest of the games that we have installed. And the Wu-Tang. By the way, we'll go ahead. We will discuss the things that we may encounter or the errors that we may encounter while converting or playing these emulators. And I think I have also mentioned a while ago that if your game is from a VCD format, here on this part you will see a different logo. So if you see or if you found your game having a different logo on that part, then that means that you have a VCD format before you converted them to bin file. So if you have converted your game to bin file, to VCD file, it will not work even if you convert it back to ISO before converting it to bin file. So if you had a VCD file, just download a new one because it will no longer work on this emulator. I don't know in the future updates, but to this version of this emulator, it will not work. So our Wu-Tang is working, then our Chrono Cross. And you will notice I have multiple same titles on my games because I will highlight this later. This is a problem to some of the players who usually get some errors with the file name. And I think our Chrono Cross is working. So I don't think I have or I need to test this even further. Let's just go ahead and proceed to one of our concerns regarding regarding the conversion of the file, because you will see here Marcus 95. So I have placed here the Chrono Cross title, but if your game is showing here Marcus 95 on all PKGs, that means your PC or your laptop is missing some files. So make sure on our let me just go ahead and show you that. Back to our emulator, if you're having some issues with the file name and having being unable to install multiple PS1 files, so this is where we can download the fix. So on this part, just press number 4 and it will take you directly to the link where we can download the fix. So if you're using a Windows, just download these 3 files. So clicking these files will download the files automatically, and just install the file and you should be able to convert your games with no problems. And that's it for our video. If you still encounter some errors or problems that we did not discuss or address, please do let me know on the comment section and I will go ahead and address them. And you can also reach me on my Facebook page for questions and suggestions. I will also leave the link on my description. And again, if you found this video helpful, please do subscribe. And I really need those subscription to be able to continue what I'm doing to provide some helpful videos in the future. So hopefully we see you on the next video and have a great day.